Hello, everyone. Welcome to the April board meeting for Judge Foundry. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I hope everybody's done their maintenance that's watching, and if you know anyone who hasn't, the maintenance deadline was a couple days ago, and we're into the grace period, so we'll be talking a little bit about maintenance tonight and some other stuff that's happened this March. Our first item of business is my membership update. For the month of March, we are down 8 affiliate members to 367, up 6 L1s to 418, down 2 level 2s to 228, and up 2 level 3s to 30. L4s and L5s stay steady at 9 and 19. Total overall, that's 1,071 members, down 2 in the month of March. It looks like a bunch of those were folks leveling up. L2s going down and L3s going up makes a lot of sense for that case. So congratulations to the folks who made L3 this month. The other update I have is for maintenance. I can give everybody our maintenance statistics so far as of today. 36% of L1s, that's 154 out of 428, have completed their maintenance. 56% of L2s, that's 131 out of 232. 57 L3s, that's 16 out of 28. And then 89% of L4s, 8 out of 9, and 74% of L5s, 14 out of 19, have completed maintenance. It's a total of about 45% of our members have completed their maintenance. We're still going to be tracking people down for the next couple weeks. If you know anyone who is a member of Judge Foundry and haven't done theirs, remind them they can jump on, do their checklist pretty quick. It's been a pretty painless process for many of our members. Some people have had some issues, we've gotten some feedback, but things are slowly getting better. Next item of business is the treasurer's report from John Bryan.
Thanks, Joe. Revenue for March was $4,484. Big expenses for March include merchandise cost of goods sold, $3,002, shipping, about $30, accounting, $915, email hosting, $60, email marketing, $51, judge apps, $162, Stripe, $12, and the website, $81. That's total expenditures that get us down to a net revenue of $169.86 for March. Total balance on hand is $48,847.
Thanks, John Bryan. And I think it's worth saying we had a bunch of tax expenditures in there that were approved last board meeting that make March look like it's a little bit lower revenue or a little bit lower net at the end. Next up is our Q&A. I believe we had one question. Matt, can you read that question from the forum for us?
Yeah, we've got one question this month from Mike Hill, who asks how much of the budget for conferences has been spent and how much is left.
Yeah, Mike, thanks for your question. This is a little bit of a tricky question to answer, and the reason is that we have a lot of conferences right now that are approved and that have expenditures laid out, but we haven't actually written the checks yet. In part, that's due to some of those expenditures being merchandise that we have to account for the cost there. Part of that is that some of them are giving hotel rooms to people, and we don't actually get charged until they use the hotel rooms, things like that. Additionally, we have an outlay for the annual meeting that is budgeted, and so essentially is spent, but also is still in the bank. Lastly, we have a number of known fixed expenses, including our Zoom subscription. We need to run the annual meeting in a legally compliant way, as well as a fund for technology that we have. So with all that being said, the real question is sort of how much do we have left to spend on conferences in the remaining fiscal year 25? The answer to that, I would say, is probably around between $5,000 and $6,000. That sounds like a lot of money, but bear in mind, if we do $500 sponsorship for each conference, that's only about 10 conferences we can sponsor. And so we're continuing to fine tune what we spend on each one. Do we allocate more budget, less budget, things like that? But I would say that we right now have about $5,000, $6,000 of unallocated spend that we can play around with for the rest of the year. Hope that answers your question. If not, feel free to ask another one. We'll answer next week, next month, or just talk to me in person at the next time we're at an event together.
Awesome. Thanks, John Bryan.
Mr. President, that's the only questions that we have in the forum. But there was a question that was just posted in the Discord from one of our viewers.
They should post that question in the forum.
Yeah, I can try and get an answer for that at some point, but I can encourage people to write their answers in the forum before we get started so we can have all those ready to go.
Fair enough.
I'm sure we can
Thanks.
get an answer to them eventually. Next thing is new business. I have a few things on the agenda here. The first one is our federal tax payment. I think John Bryan has some details on that resolution.
Thanks, Joe. Yes, our federal tax payment, while we are a nonprofit organization, we do still have to pay taxes on what's called unrelated business income. We talked a little bit about this last week. That includes merch that is not uniforms, but rather other Judge Foundry branded stuff. Past the exemption, then we do have a small tax payment. That payment is $74 for fiscal year 2024. This resolution would give us permission to pay the federal treasury. That's $74.
I can read the text of the resolution here. My only concern is that it says $73.
Oh,
Is that
yeah? So yeah, 73 is correct. I wasn't looking at the time.
okay? That's fine. I want to make sure we're not going to approve $1 less than we need to pay the federal government.
Usually I write these authorizations to be a few dollars more, just in case there's like change or processing fees or whatever. But since we're just paying direct pay, then we can just do it for the actual amount, 73.
Okay. Does anyone want to read the entire resolution, or are we good to vote? Any other comments? No. Okay. Then
I guess
motion...
I will. Sorry,
yeah,
I will add one more comment, which is that we have one more tax bill that is still being calculated by our accountants. That is our state of Minnesota taxes, and we should have those hopefully for the May meeting. They still have to fill out a number of forms and do some stuff that was waiting on the federal taxes. So that will be the last of the taxes for FY24.
So the motion is the April 2025 Resolution 1 on federal tax payment. All in favor, raise your hand. I see 5 hands, so there's a unanimous yes. The motion is approved. We will pay our taxes for 2024. The next resolution I see on the list is for the JudgeCast contract. Is there someone who wants to explain what this is? Nope, we heard you.
I got you.
I can hear you. I don't know if the world can
okay.
hear you.
Sorry, the world can't hear me. Yep, sorry. So I'm going to restate that. So this is a resolution for the JudgeCast contract. And we'd previously approved a contract to have basically 2 test out episodes, 2 starter episodes. And those have been delivered. We've reviewed them. We like them. And the board wants to continue this, to have them produce additional episodes. It's resolved to have the contract be renewed to produce 16 additional episodes, and that the terms are going to be substantially the same minus whatever small changes are necessary, like exact wordings or whatever, but it's going to be very similar to the same.
Okay, do we have the text of that resolution prepared anywhere? I don't see it in our board.
Is it not linked? Okay, let me drop it.
It's not linked in the agenda. I imagine it
is
exists
now
somewhere.
linked to
Okay,
the
great.
agenda.
Great.
So.
Awesome. Does anyone have any other commentary about this resolution? No? Okay. Then the motion is to adopt Resolution 2, JudgeCast contract renewal. All in favor, raise your hand. I see 5 hands. So that's a unanimous yes. The resolution is adopted, and the contract will be renewed for those additional episodes. I guess stay tuned for those episodes coming out in the near future. The third thing I have on the list is our contract with Loading Ready Run. Does someone have an explanation for that?
Yeah, I can run through this as well. So we have the contract for video production with Loading Ready Run for the pre-release rules episodes, and it's basically there's two types of events that there are two types of pre-releases that they're going to be doing. There's ones that Wizards is directly fully covering, and there's ones that Wizards is not. Notably, there are Wizards is not doing all the ones for this year. There are Universes Beyond ones that they are not scheduling pre-releases with Loading Ready Run for, and so we're paying an additional amount in order to cover the full cost of the in order to cover the full cost of those judge videos to make sure those happen. And so we have a big long contract that basically is an open-ended contract that we can kill with 14 days notice. That we're paying them $300 per video for the ones that Wizards is sponsoring, and $2,000 each for the ones where Wizards is not. And that's pretty much the contract. Does anyone else have any other commentary or questions on it?
I guess I'll say I really like these videos. I don't know how much we've discussed this in board meetings previously, but these are super helpful rules videos, and hopefully we can get them out via our socials and all that other stuff. And what was the last set that came out? The Aether Drift video already has some of our branding on it as well.
Yep, and let me double check. I believe that the one for Tarkir Dragonstorm has already been posted as well. So let me.
Awesome.
I'll post about that to make sure that we know about that, and we'll promote that on our socials. But that's the thrust of this contract. Is it's right now an open-ended contract with a termination clause, and we'll know per beach we will know more than 14 days out. We'll know at least a month out, generally 2 months out, before any given pre-release whether or not we're paying the 300 or the 2,000. So.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else? No? Okay. Then the motion is to adopt the contract as described. I think everybody has the contract. I don't know if we have text of a resolution here. But the contract is in the Google Drive. So the motion is to adopt that contract or to accept that contract and sign it and execute it with Loading Ready Run. All in favor, raise your hand. I see 5 hands. So it's a unanimous yes. The resolution is adopted. We will agree to the contract with Loading Ready Run and create those rules videos. That's the end of new business. I think we have some announcements if anyone else doesn't have any other business for today. First thing on my list is annual meeting things. I think Brooke was going to talk about that.
Yeah. So one of the things I've been helping work on is setting up a spot. We've got a date and a location for where we're going to have our annual member meeting. So we're ready to share that. It is going to be September 6th and 7th in Roanoke, Virginia. And so I encourage all members to make plans to attend, either virtually or in person, and participate. One of the great things, the big selling points about Judge Foundry, in my eyes, is that we are more than any other time before in judge program history, we're a democracy. Like, if you want your voice to be heard, if you want to change the way things are going, you have more of an opportunity to do that now than ever before. And I'm a big fan of that. And so join us September 6th and 7th in Roanoke, and you can participate in making it the program you want to be a part of.
Awesome. Other announcements? Anyone want to jump in? I can go down the list. The next thing on my list is the April Fool's Day quiz from John Bryan.
Yeah, so this is, I guess, somewhat of an annual tradition now that we've done it twice. We have an April Fool's Day quiz. This one deals with we call flavor exams. I wrote an article. There's some jokes. It's not April Fool's Day anymore, but you still take the quiz for about a week. And if you do, then check your judge's profile. You will see a little special treat there if you pass. And that'll be there also for about a week or so on both your profile and on your forum posts. So we do have a little bit of fun every year. If you missed last year's uncertified quiz, you can also take that one. I'm not sure if you'll get the special thing you got last year for that, but it's still a lot of fun. And take the quiz, share with your friends. There's a little extra thing we give to Judge Foundry members after sort of hammering y'all with through your maintenance. Then here's a little something fun.
Thanks, John Bryan. Next thing on my list is the merch shop.
Yep,
Rob.
The merch shop has been reopened. It's going to be open for a month. We'll close it at the end of April, and then we'll get the shipped out right away in May. So that is open. Thank you to Toby, who's doing the up and down, turning it on and off aspects of it. I'm just being the front person and doing some shipping, but that is open for business.
Thanks, Rob. Next on my list is multi-language support. John Bryan?
Yeah, so this thing we've had, we wanted to do for a little while, and that is to provide our exams in not just English, but also have options for French, Spanish, Klingon, whatever other language you want. Big thank you to the Judge Apps team who made this happen. There's now an infrastructure that lets people participate in the translation of that, from which will follow the ability to actually take the things. If you're somebody who's interested in translating questions because you think our exams should be available in other languages, this is your chance to step up and do that. You can contact Brooke and join the team, check out a question, provide some translations, and then check it back in, and then repeat that process many times you want to. And once we're at a point that we have a sufficient pool, then folks will be able to start taking those exams. We're going to start out with the level 1 test, and if that gets a lot of demand, move on from there. But this will at least let folks who prefer Spanish or French to become certified judges in their preferred language.
Awesome. That's great. Thanks, John Bryan. And I have an update on the review contest from Brooke.
The review contest, we just published the article, easy to find on the website. So this is a year-long contest for we're going to have several prongs. You can win some money for your region, for your regional advocate to do something cool for the area. Or you can also win some swag for yourself for either writing the best review or the most reviews. So there's several different aspects to it. Check out the article on the website for full details. But the TLDR is write more reviews, help your fellow judges grow and improve and be even better next time, and you could get rewarded for it. So keep going out and being awesome.
Thanks, Brooke. I think that's everything we had for today. Unless anyone else has something they want to bring up, I think we can be done. No? Awesome. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It's been the board meeting for April for Judge Foundry.
Hold on, Matt. Do we need a motion to go into executive session?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, but usually that's just done by unanimous consent.
Okay. I just want to make sure we don't adjourn here because we have stuff to do before we adjourn.
Okay, that's true. We do need to go into executive session, so I will just say that we're going to go into executive session unless someone has a problem with doing that, and let everybody else on the stream know. For anyone who hasn't seen us do this, there are some things that we need to discuss at a board meeting that we can't release to the public, so we are going to go into executive session, turn off the stream, and have that discussion as necessary. So I guess thanks for everyone for tuning in. We're going to step away and turn off the stream. Hopefully everybody sticks or comes back for next month's board meeting, which will be the first Wednesday in May. Thanks, everyone.